that it's spinning.
Oh, we're here.
We did it. Hi,
We're
Dills.
live. Hello, Michael.
Happy Wednesday. How's it going?
It's good. How's it going with you?
Oh, it's going well. I've had this tune stuck in my head literally just all day, and I think
wonder
I gotta get
what
it out.
it could be.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, here it goes. You've been sitting on your butt, feeling like a weenie, but now it's 5:30. It's time for a martini. Welcome to our show. Welcome to our Kiki, the 5:30 Quarantini.
Brought to you by Grapefruits. Oh, gosh.
I love that I can always see the panic in your eyes about 3 seconds before the sponsor line.
Because, what should I say? I don't know.
Brought to you by Grapefruits. I love it. Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy hour. I am Michael Hull.
And I'm Dylan Bustamante.
And you are at the 5:30 Quarantini.
Yes.
Welcome. We have a very exciting show today. I see people showing up. If you are here, please go ahead and drop a comment so that we can see you, so that we can shout you out. It's not like Instagram. We don't see you when you show up. So you gotta make some noise.
How are you, Michael? How's your day?
I'm good. I went outside because I thought it was gonna be so nice today, and then we ended up with this kind of like cloudy.
I know. I don't know what happened. It was like, it was telling us to go inside. I'm
not feeling it. Well, luckily, it was just in time for a drink.
I know.
Hi, Ashley. Welcome to the Quarantini.
Did you do anything fun last night, Michael?
Did I do anything fun after the Quarantini? Well, I had 19 more of those margaritas that Eddie and Steven showed us.
Yes. I was muddling cucumbers all night long.
All night. My muddling arm is tired.
All night. All night.
And then I played some like on the, the future's now. We played some of those on the TV games with my friends, and that was it. Hi, Grant Harris, who's also in the comments. Who I think if this is the Grant Harris I think it is, we were in a fraternity together. How about that?
That's some interesting things.
Go ahead.
My cup is empty, Michael. Should we get going with this episode?
Well, we're gonna need some help.
Yes, we will.
But lucky for you, I know just the person. You guys, today's guest bartender is a Broadway favorite and a triple threat. He can do it all. He starred in Hair, Hands on a Hard Body, On the Town, Catch Me If You Can.
And let's not forget ABC's
Quantico, and then with the mustache and Phantom of the Opera. And what else we got? He has a pretty phenomenal concert that Broadway Records put out on Spotify that you can listen to. He's dreamy, and he has got it all going on. We're excited to have him. Please welcome to the show, J. Armstrong Johnson.
Woo! Chicken!
Caught! Busted!
Hey, you guys.
Hi.
Hey, Jay.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. It's been a pretty busy day. I've just been on Zoom calls all day long and trying to make stuff happen.
Amazing. Where are you joining us from today?
I'm up in Hudson Heights, which is like the northernmost part of Washington Heights, if you don't know.
Fun.
180s. I'm actually in the apartment that Lin-Manuel Miranda used as his work space before he moved in. So we got Lin-Manuel Miranda's Con Ed bills for the first month we lived here.
And were you like, I can't pay these, so can you...
I was like, hey, Lynn, change your address, bro.
You gotta sell those on Broadway World Marketplace or something. My God.
No, I've been like praying over them every night. It's like asking them to bring me good luck.
That's so funny.
It sounds like Laura Haywood is currently on her way over now that she knows what's up. Megan Kane, hey girl, thanks for hopping in. Sydney has just joined us. And of course, Karen's here.
My mom.
Two of my favorite guys.
To be your three favorite guys, Mom.
Yes. Before we get too far off track, let's fill this mason jar up. What do you got for us today?
Yo, I've been on a grapefruit kick lately. My partner's mom sent us this gorgeous basket of citrus fruits, and I never thought I liked grapefruit growing up because I thought it tasted bad. And then I ate into one, and I was fully taken aback by how much I love this dang grapefruit. So grapefruit is we've been making lots of grapefruit cocktails in my apartment as of late. And so we're gonna make a Paloma today.
Perfect.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Which is exciting. I don't necessarily have all of I do have most of the things. So you're supposed to have a lime wedge. I don't have a lime wedge, but
it's a pandemic. It's gonna be fine.
You take your jar of ice cubes. You're gonna add let's do tequila first because this is the most important part.
Yeah.
I have some Espolón tequila.
We all do.
It's the official tequila of the 5:30 Quarantini.
Oh my God, I didn't even know that. I'm so on brand.
You're nailing it.
So on brand.
So, I don't know. Put however much you want. I'm going to be a little... Yeah.
I'll go there.
Wow, that's a lot. It's good.
How'd I do?
Jay, I don't know if you've watched an episode of this before, but what we call that, what we did just there, is not measuring because it got us really messed up one
Just
Quarantini.
going for it.
It's Danny Quadrino pour alert.
Oh my God.
We had him on when we first switched to this platform. We had Danny on, and he was like, he's still in California, living at La Jolla.
So also it was 2:30 in the afternoon.
So it was 2:30 for him, and he was just like, I don't know. We just kind of go, and it was like it was like so much tequila, kind of what you just did. Yeah. But I was like, good morning to you, Danny.
There's lots of ice. That's what most of it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So then we're gonna pour in a little bit of our grapefruit soda.
Perfect.
Which I've mixed together my own soda. I had grapefruit. It was like flavored sparkling water, so I added more grapefruit juice to it and a little bit of sugar to make my own grapefruit soda.
And look at that beaker you're using.
Speaker. There's an attachment. There's a juicer attachment that goes on the top of it. Which is
I made this bottle of ruby red grapefruit.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have ruby red grapefruit, and then I'm just gonna add a little soda for a little fizz.
Samesies.
And you're supposed to top it off with a lime wedge. I don't have limes right now, but I do have this awesome lime concentrate. So I'm just going to give a little bit of a dab of lime juice for some taste. And here we are. We have our Paloma.
Just a little
Love it. Dylan and I both had pint glasses ready for today, but Jay let us know right before we went live that his vessel of choice is a mason jar.
Always.
I love it. Dills, you ready?
Yeah, of course.
Cheers.
Cheers, Jay.
Jay. Cheers.
Jay, how have you been?
That's good.
I've been okay. I mean, how has anyone been?
Yeah.
The first like month or so of quarantine, I didn't do so well. I went to some dark places, and we all thought it was gonna end sooner than, I don't know. I wasn't well the first month, and then I was like, okay, what are you gonna do with this time? Theater's not gonna be back for a while. I had so many concerts and performing gigs, summer stock gigs lined up. Like I was ready for my summer. It was going to be even more lucrative financially than my last two off-Broadway shows. So I was really excited about the summer. Yeah. And when all of that fell away quickly, I just kind of put myself to work, and I was like, all right, we're going to take a writing class. So I'm in the middle of a writing class. Been taking 2 months worth of a writing class with this really fantastic teacher named Jessica Blank, who works at Juilliard. So I've been taking a writing class. I'm starting a nonprofit arts organization with Ahmad Simmons and Mary Michael Patterson, who are both Broadway alums, and we're all from the same hometown. So I just got off a meeting with them about our nonprofit, and
that is so cool. Can you talk any more about what that's going to end up looking like, or are we still under wraps at this point?
Totally. We want to go back and connect to the artists in our hometown in Dallas-Fort Worth, and kind of be the bridge from formative training to their professional careers. When we were growing up in Texas, we had opportunities to work professionally at Casa Manana, and places like that. So we were able to kind of build our resumes as young performers before we even went off to college. And those opportunities have kind of gone away in our hometown. And so we are hoping to come back in and start a mentorship program with those kinds of artists that are really passionate and have the drive and have the talent to make it in the industry and be a little springboard for them. So we're going to go in a few times a year and do weekend seminars and start a mentorship program. And then it's going to culminate in a professional production that we helm at one of our regional theaters in our hometown.
That is so cool. Say his name 3 times and he shows up. Danny Quadrino's here. Says that, wish I had that growing up. Danny, we love you. And yes, I agree. As a kid, I would have lost my mind for an opportunity like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is so cool. Also, Megan Kane and Ben Rappaport, friends of the show, have popped in speaking of your last off-Broadway engagement, you shook the whole neighborhood with that Darling Grenadine performance. People were obsessed.
Hey, it was fun. I actually played a bartender, but didn't actually know what I was doing. I was just like pretending to mix drinks. Like, here I am.
You fooled us.
And that show unfortunately wasn't that cut short?
Yeah,
you guys were
run,
still in the middle of doing it.
Totally. We had a little over 2 weeks left when it was cut short. Yeah. So we walked in, did a performance, walked out, and then we were told we had played our last performance. So we didn't even realize that.
Yeah. You had a matinee that day? Or
it was it was a Wednesday night. We walked in and did that show that night, and then we woke up on Thursday, and I actually was going to see Moulin Rouge, the matinee for Moulin Rouge, that Thursday matinee. And on my way down to see Moulin Rouge, I got a text message from my partner, and he was like, "Turn around, Queen. They just canceled the matinee. One of their cast members has COVID." And I was like, this is crazy. A Broadway show literally just canceled their show. They could have put on an understudy, but they didn't, that's when I was like, oh, this is real. And that's when we were told that our show was closed. But they asked us if we felt comfortable coming in the following day to do a show for just us and to kind of put it on film so the Roundabout could have it for their archival purposes. So we were able to get back together as a cast and do the show one last time with no audience and just a camera. Yeah. And that was really kind of special. Even though we maybe shouldn't have been out and about.
Right, yeah.
That was also when they were telling us that, like, don't wear masks,
Right. I mean, those first few weeks were just so kind of wild and scary, and nobody knew what was going on. Right. But like, I think back, I remember the day that Moulin Rouge canceled that show, and it simultaneously feels like, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was like, last week? But it also feels like it was a lifetime ago.
Right.
That this was all going down.
Totally.
That was such a crazy day because like I heard the Moulin Rouge had canceled their show, and then like not even like an hour goes by, and then Cuomo was just like, Broadway is
shut down.
Yeah, and we were all like, okay,
yeah,
right.
What does that mean?
And LOL that Phantom of the Opera was the very last show to perform on Broadway before the shutdown. Just like constantly shattering records.
Going.
It's going.
I'm sure somehow it'll be like the first show back up too. It's just gonna be like, we got the rehearsal space first. Gotcha.
Right.
We're going back.
It's their new social media campaign.
Yeah. Phantom's still going in like, I don't know, Korea or something like that. Yeah. They're still like doing shows like internationally. So.
Yeah, they just all are wearing face masks. It's great.
Hey.
Oh goodness.
So we like to play a little like quick game with our guests.
Okay.
And as we were just talking about the great state of Texas, I came up with some trivia about your home state, Jay.
Oh God, if I get this wrong, I will be shunned by my entire state.
Well,
it'll be fine.
Hopefully Ben and Megan are still in the audience because they are also from Texas.
They're also from Texas.
And then, as always, since Dylan made today's round, I have not seen it. So I don't think I'll be any help, but I am also here. I'm on your team.
And it's all multiple choice. So
Dylan McDowell has popped in to say that he loves us all, but mostly Jay.
Hi, Dylan.
Oh my gosh, mostly Jay. Oh yeah, that's fine, Dylan. That's fine. We work together.
It's fine. Yeah.
All right, so let's just get right into some of this Texas trivia.
Right,
okay. First question is, Texas has a state flower song. The song is called what?
The Yellow Rose of Texas.
Yes, that is the flower, but it's a state flower song.
Oh, I don't know the Bluebonnet song.
You just said it, Jay.
Oh, is it?
Is it the Bluebonnet song?
Yeah. Wait, that's amazing. I didn't even have to give you the multiple choice.
See, I know the Yellow Rose of Texas song, but I don't know. I didn't realize that there was a Bluebonnet song.
Texas has a state flower song. Isn't that interesting?
Of course we do.
Of course, they are. Everything's a little extra in Texas.
All right. Next question. What is the state bird of Texas?
The mockingbird, I believe.
Wow. See, you're much better at this than I thought you were going to be. I was like, is this a little? I was gonna do this. We play trivia on Thursday nights, and I was like, I made a whole thing for Texas because Ben and Megan were stuck in Texas. But then I had a better idea, and I just got rid of this whole trivia round. But I was like, they're gonna get these. They live in Texas. But I guess you all know a lot more about Texas than I definitely know about New York. Like, I don't know what our state bird is.
I was gonna say, Dylan and I are both from New York. I couldn't tell you our song or our bird or a flower.
But let me give you a little like insight on what it means to be a Texan. In the 4th grade, your social studies class is Texas history. You have to take Texas history at multiple times throughout your like schooling. To graduate from high school, you have had to have taken Texas history at least twice.
Oh my gosh.
And that's probably why I know so. I mean, like, you know, Texas forever. That's because we take Texas history. Megan Kane, she knows. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Oh my gosh,
funny.
everybody knew that. Emma Barishman knew that too. Wow, you guys.
Thank you, Emma.
This is wild AF. Okay.
All right, next question. Dr. Pepper comes from Texas. What city was it invented?
Dublin.
Can I give you the choices?
Yeah, go give me the choices.
Okay. It's A, Galveston, B, Waco, C, Houston, or D, Amarillo.
Oh no.
I also could be, I didn't take a Texas history class, so maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I found.
We have some votes coming in the comments. If you wanna check out the comments.
Where do I check out the
Ben
comments?
Rapport is voting for Waco, and Joy just wants us to know that she loves Dr. Pepper. But
all right, well then I'll go with Ben because he probably knows Waco.
That is correct. It is B, Waco.
Why did I say Dublin?
I didn't even know there was a Dublin in Texas.
Dublin Dr. Pepper, the most popular style of Dr. Pepper drink.
Oh, he's back.
Because
J. Armstrong Johnson is fact checking us live right
totally
here
fine.
on the air.
Totally fine.
No, but this because they use cane sugar as opposed to high fructose corn syrup. So the Dublin Dr. Pepper is famous, but it was not where it was made. So
Got it. Okay.
Also,
so
something
you still know some about Texas.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Michael?
I'll come back to it after the game.
Oh, okay. I only have 2 more questions left. So Texas hasn't always been a part of America. How many countries have claimed Texas as their own?
6.
You don't even need multiple choice, Jay. This is amazing. It is 6. Yes, you are
What?
correct.
Do you know how I know this?
Well, okay. No. I don't know.
It was in Hands on a Hard Body.
Because no, the original Six Flags is in it's 20-minute drive from my hometown, and that's what the original Six Flags stands for because it's Six Flags flown over Texas. So Six Flags over Texas is the name of the Six Flags in Arlington, Texas, which is 20 minutes away from where I grew up.
And each that stands that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's where the Six Flags franchise originated, was in Arlington, Texas, because we were the first ones.
I am learning
This is
so much about Texas, more than I did researching for this trivia.
We were gonna do trivia about people with 3 names, but this is way better. This is like a whole class in Texas.
I think I can graduate high school in Texas after this. Probably can. After this quarantine.
Probably can.
All right.
Oh, wow.
So, this is the last question. Of the 10 most populous cities in America, how many are in Texas? 0, 2, 3, or 5?
Okay, so I know that Fort Worth is the 11th largest city, so that's outside of the top 10, which means that Dallas is bigger. So I know that Dallas is at least 1. Whether Austin or Houston is in that mix as well, I'm not sure. So it's either 1 to 3, because I know Dallas is in the top 10. Do I have multiple choice?
Yeah, it's 0, 2, 3, or 5.
Fuck it.
Sorry.
My gut said Houston, Austin, Dallas.
So that's 3.
Megan Kane says Houston is for sure. Ben
Okay,
says
so that's
3. Joy
2.
says 3.
Then let's go 3, final answer.
Okay, it's a group effort.
3 is correct. And you
Well
got them
done,
all right,
everybody.
Michael. And that concludes my history lesson on Texas.
The more you know. One crazy thing. Let me scroll up and see if I can see it. A crazy thing that was dropped in the comments. Did you know that when you move out of Texas, you can have a flag thrown over the Capitol? I have mine. Do you? Flown, not thrown. Flown over the Capitol. Do we know?
No, I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. Sydney, if you have any additional information on this flag flying.
Wait, so you just like shoot a note to the Capitol, be like, hey, fly the pride flag over the Capitol. I'm leaving Texas.
I'm not sure if they would do that, but that's so interesting. I thought you were going to point out that my mom wanted to one-up me and let me know that the Eastern bluebird is the New York state bird.
Way to go, Karen.
She knows.
She nailed it.
Oh, she knew it. Ben wishes that I was his Texas history teacher. It could happen.
Could it?
Broadway's not coming back for maybe a little bit longer. Maybe I can just fly to Texas and become a history teacher.
Mrs. Rudolph was a pretty good history teacher. I really liked her.
She was yours.
She was pretty good in the 4th grade.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we learned a lot.
But what do I say?
All right.
I'm having a great time in the comments tonight, you guys. I'm like, our crowd is lit today. Okay, hold on. I'm coming back to you, boys.
Hey, it's a Tuesday. Wednesday?
It's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're lit.
But that's okay. Whoa!
So Jay, there's a few things I also wanted to talk to you about. I've seen on your Instagram a few times over quarantine you singing at hospitals.
Right.
How did that come to be? Like, how did you get involved with that? Like, what was that like? I know when I was first seeing you do that, I was literally like, he left his house. It was like one of those, I was like, how did he get there?
Totally.
But tell us about that, because that was so crazy. So
essentially, World Central Kitchen, which is Jose Andres's organization. Bye. My boyfriend's leaving. Bye. So Jose Andres started World Central Kitchen, and they essentially go in to any areas affected by a natural disaster or a COVID-19 crisis or fill in the blank. World Central Kitchen will go in and provide meals for whoever needs those meals. So Jose Andres has essentially been feeding the frontline workers of the COVID-19 crisis nationally. They've served over 5 million meals, I think, nationally. Over 1 million of those meals were served in New York City alone. Over the 5 boroughs, 6 boroughs. How many boroughs do we have?
5.
5. Thank you.
I learned that in my New York history.
York history trivia.
So as the numbers started to decline and we were actually doing better with the COVID, they were hoping to kind of bring a sense of lightness to the frontline workers. So on top of serving them meals every day, they were hoping to bring in some talent just to provide some entertainment to the frontline workers. So I happen to be friends with one of the guys that's one of the heads of the World Central Kitchen. He was also one of Hillary Clinton's right-hand people during her campaign and during her book tour. He's a big Broadway fan, which is why he knows me, and also Hillary's a big Broadway fan because she goes to literally every Broadway show ever. So
and she has a habit of going the day after I see a show too. There was so many times, she saw Color Purple the day after I saw Color Purple. She saw what else was there? Sunset Boulevard. She was there the day after I saw Sunset Boulevard.
Wow.
It was we always keep missing each other.
Hey, I know, I get it. I actually just got a letter from Hillary Clinton in the mail with her signature thanking me for being with World Central Kitchen and for singing for the frontline workers.
Oh my God, I love her.
So it was just like, oh my God, Hillary Clinton. And but I met her this back when I was doing Scotland, PA. I actually went to her book signing at the Barnes & Noble in Union Square. So I got to meet Hillary because Grady Keith is the reason why I was involved with World Central Kitchen, and I got to meet Hillary and that I got the letter in general. So that's how I kind of got involved. And he didn't even think that I would say yes, because that means me leaving my home during quarantine and going to a hospital in the middle of a pandemic. But the way that they kind of pulled it all off as an organization was really mind-blowing. They had documentary film crews there with gloves and masks, filming everything. They really did everything that they needed to do in terms of PPE to really make us feel safe.
Yeah.
That was Laura saying, oh, sorry, did you mean when you were in your drama desk nominated role?
That was my next thing, Laura. Way to segue.
Thanks, Laura.
Congratulations. That was amazing. I mean, Scotland PA was so fun. And you were nominated for a drama desk for it. And
more importantly than the drama desk, actually, I'm gonna highlight this comment. If you don't know Emma, she is an usher at the Laura Pels. And so you have the admiration of the in-house staff, which I think is even more impressive.
I love the in-house staff over at the Miriam Steinberg Center. They're awesome, and they've been with me. I mean, my last 9 jobs were with them. I mean, 2 jobs, so they're good peeps over there. I love them a lot. But yeah, Scotland PA was one of the most fun things I've ever done, and I left Phantom of the Opera to go do that because I knew how much fun that it was going to be just to tackle that character.
And just the cast was so fun too. Like just everyone in that show was just it was a rave in my mind.
From Sean Friss to Taylor Ramon Jones.
Yes.
To Ryan McCartan.
To
Rita. I mean, it was. We had a really good time.
Yeah,
it was pretty lit. Going back to not to brag, but just going back to Hillary Clinton. I used to say that, same as Dylan, I felt really jealous that I had never been to a Broadway show with Hillary Clinton because she's always there. And I was like, surely we'll bump in. And I finally got my Hillary moment, and it was when I was working on Shoshana's show at the Apollo. I shot Shoshana Bean and Cynthia Erivo at the Apollo. And after the show, we went back down, and there was no one in the green room. And I was like, this is super weird. And sure enough, it's because they had cleared the whole backstage, and Bill and Hillary came down the...
And Chelsea was there, too.
And Chelsea all came down the stairwell. And I was the only person standing in the green room. And I just kind of looked at them, and they looked at me, and they were like, hi. And I was like, hi.
Hello.
So yeah,
click.
I got my moment. I got a handshake. I wasn't feeling brazen enough to ask for a hug, but I got a handshake from Hillary. Yeah.
Which is good, because, now... what's a handshake is not going to be a thing for...
I know, never again. I got it before the COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
I kept telling my friend Grady, because he was supposed to go visit her wherever she is, kind of quarantining, and he decided to not. I was like, good, lead with that. Yeah. You need to save her, keep her safe, let her quarantine. We've got to get her through this crisis.
I know.
Again, to continue with the theme of everyone here holding us accountable and live fact checking us as we go.
Oh no!
We have a submission from Sydney Lopez who's showing us this is her official certificate that she received for having moved out of Texas, and in commemoration of her leaving the great state of Texas, the sovereign state of Texas, she was given a flag and a signed certificate from the Texas House of Representatives. How about that?
My God.
This is easily the most educational day we've ever had on the Quarantini, and I'm only half a tequila in.
Very Texas focused. I left in 2005. That was 15 years ago. Do they have
Can you backdate?
Yeah, can we backdate that? I want a Texas flag. I would not be able to put it up in my apartment, though. My partner would absolutely not allow that.
Oh. Are you wearing one of your T-shirts?
I am.
At first, when I thought we were talking about Lin-Manuel Miranda, I was like, oh, and that's so funny. He's wearing a Hamilton shirt. And then I realized it's you.
That is so funny.
If you guys don't know, Jay does an amazing show every Halloween down at LPR, and it is always just so well done and so fun. And you were nominated for a bunch of stuff for that as well.
Yeah,
right?
We won the Broadway World Audience Choice Awards for Best Special Event.
Yeah, it's right around the Halloween times.
It's funny that you even bring that up. I mean, that I even wore this today, but we had a Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS is coming on board this year to be our presenting producer. And so we've been moving forward with it's our 5th anniversary. It's our 5th year of doing the Halloween show. Mm-hmm. And so to have them come on board as a presenting producer is huge. And we really wanted to make the show the Halloween fundraising event for Broadway Cares for the rest of time.
Yeah.
And now that COVID's hit, like, it's not looking like October is going to be open for theaters in general. So we had a meeting literally yesterday to talk about how to make a virtual event happen. And so with working with World Central Kitchen and working with Broadway Cares on pulling off Broadway Bears on a virtual platform, I'm noticing how we're kind of innovating as an industry to like bring virtual content to the world, and we're gonna try to pull it off. So wish us luck, because Halloween is still gonna happen, and we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah,
that is so exciting. Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I'm glad to know that you are doing your best to help celebrate that.
Hey, I mean, if that second wave hits us, then kids are not going to be able to go trick-or-treating. That's terrible.
I know. They'll be like, what are you wearing? Are you a doctor, or are you just wearing a mask?
Some applause and a credit to your plug from Danny Marin. We are officially, it's 6:02, so we're officially in overtime. Welcome to the after party. But before we can even consider wrapping this up, the other thing that I want to talk about today, because in everybody's quest to find things to keep them busy in their homes, the other thing I want to talk about is your, I don't know if one-man show or concert or cabaret, whatever we want to call it, your concert from 54 Below that is on Spotify that I have listened from start to finish. It's just so fun. I want to talk a little bit and plug that, because that's something that anybody can listen to right in the safety and comfort of their own home.
That's right.
So when was the show?
2016.
Okay, so it's been a minute.
Yeah, it was right after the first season of Quantico. And so I was kind of trying to use my like visibility on my like network television show to start creating my own work, and to like hire an 8-piece band and to have 3 backup singers and to kind of produce this 3-night concert at 54 Below. And then on top of that, I thought, well, if we're going to do this and have at least 3 nights at it, then we might as well turn it into a live album, because I had seen Aaron Tveit do it, and I had seen Norbert Leo Butz do it. And so I just kind of used the money that I was making on television and the platform that I had to be able to sell tickets to kind of pull off my dream solo show.
That is so awesome.
And it was a blast.
And
I hope you had a blast, because it was so much fun. It was such a great week at like, just to have you there the whole week is always nice when you're there.
I don't know why I'm surprised, but I was like, oh my God, Dylan, were you there? Of course you were there. You
only like probably all 3 nights.
I didn't get to see it live, but when I listen to it, I like feel like I can see it. Like, so I don't want to know if I'm wrong, but like I know where you're standing, what you're doing. Like I have
with
the storytelling.
Yeah,
but that's a testament to my producer. Will Van Dyke produced the album, and so he really is a genius at kind of taking those live events and being able to translate them to a digital form. I really give him the credit for that.
Yeah,
and
so
Broadway,
cool.
Broadway Records as well for being my label. I love that I have a label.
Yes, work.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, so fun. So if you're looking for something to listen to in quarantine, or I guess we're in phase 1 now, so I don't even know. We're going to have to change the name of this show soon, Dylan.
I know. I was trying to think what we would change the name to.
But if you're looking for something to enjoy in quarantine, I think it's just called J. Armstrong Johnson Live at 54 Below.
Yeah, it's really basic.
Just write his name into Spotify. You cannot miss it, and it is such a good time.
True.
It's got some
special performances by Tony Award winner Lindsay Mendez, from international celebrity Todrick Hall, Billy Lewis Jr. from Glee fame. I mean, my best friend Amanda Williams-Ware is one of my featured vocalists and my backup singer.
Is unbelievable. Yeah.
Who plays Mary Sanderson in my Halloween show. And then my other backup singer is Allison Robinson, who plays Sarah Sanderson in my Halloween show. So we keep it in the family. So check it out. It was one of my favorite things I've ever done. So
that is so
Thanks
awesome.
for plugging it, boys.
Oh my God, anytime. So Jay, like what has been keeping you busy in this quarantine time? We talked about some things that you're doing non-for-profit and getting this Halloween show, but like, what are you doing that's just like, what's like your favorite part of the week? Is there like something out there?
I have like long-standing Zoom calls with friends, which is really fun. It's kind of crazy how I've been keeping up with friends more in quarantine than I was before quarantine. So, and like a weekly, like we have a movie club with some friends from Texas that I like. We watch a movie and then we talk.
Are you from Texas? I didn't. I wasn't sure.
So that's one of my highlights. Also, just using my platform right now to kind of push what is most important. I mean, the Black Lives Matter movement is super important to me right now. And, you know, being from Texas, where there's been some pushback on the Black Lives Matter movement, I've used that as a means to push it even harder and to amplify people of color in my life and in the arts. So as much as it's been a hard time, I've also taken a lot of pride in doing that in our Pride Month and doing my research, educating myself on the fact that Marsha P. Johnson was a trans person of color that started Pride. I mean, I didn't really actually know that as a gay man until this year, which is stupid of me. You know what I mean? So really using this time to educate myself on what it is to be a person of color in this country and what it is to be a person in the LGBTQ plus community. It's been an education for me, and to use that education to push forward into a new era of love and acceptance and, you know, all of that goodness.
Yeah. Well, thank you for all that you're doing, and you've been using your platform beautifully. I know I love following you on all of the social media, especially within this wild few weeks we've been.
It's all we got.
Good to see you. It's been so good to see you. I like always forget that, like, you know, I used to see you like around all the time, and now I'm just like, it's been at least 4 months.
I know. I'm going to protests lately and seeing friends at protests and being like, hey, I like it. It's like wanting so badly to hug my friends that I haven't seen in months, but then like retracting, but then sometimes not retracting because I just need to hug them.
Right.
You know? It's such a weird time we're living in these days.
It is. Well, in any case, Jay, you are the best. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today and making us smile and sharing with us. Wow, these are so good. Sharing a little bit about your quarantine experience and your Texas experience.
Hey.
If you are watching this show and you don't follow Jay, which I simply can't imagine that would be possible, but his handle is in that crawl in the bottom. Go ahead and click and give him a follow. And we love you so much, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much.
I love you, Michael. I love you, Dylan. You guys are awesome.
You're the best.
Thank you for getting me drunk tonight.
Yes!
You're welcome.
If you are just tuning in, you're late. But you just missed our special guest bartender is what we're calling them now. J. Armstrong Johnson of Broadway favorite fame. And our drink of the day was a Paloma. Dylan and I are back tomorrow. Our guests are, it's good to see her, isn't it? Kara Lindsay. And he's decided to marry you, Kevin Massey. I just made those up, Dylan. You should be so proud of me.
Save those for tomorrow. And their beautiful baby Emerson will also be with us.
Oh my God,
first baby at this bar.
First baby at this bar. We're so excited. And also we love a double or a triple trouble day on the Quarantini. So we hope you'll join us tomorrow at 5:30. Same place you're watching right now. We'll be
Facebook,
back.
YouTube, wherever you are.
Wherever you are. It's going to be great. Anything else we have today, Dylan, before we sign off?
No, I think that's it. Just stay safe out there and have a good night.
And have a good night. We love you all. Cheers. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Cheers.
Bye.